Welcome to the Hard Truth Canada. Let me tell you, something isn't right here. In a recent Liberal leadership race, 1 out of every 5 ballots got thrown out. That's not a small mistake. That's a big red flag in a vote that gave Mark Carney Canada's top job. My question is, was he really picked in some shady party vote? And why won't he reopen Parliament? And how come? And why does it seem like Carney does not care about Canadians? He just wants to rule over us. He says, oh, this is just a transition period. But come on, he's clearly avoiding questions from the opposition. He's not speaking to the public, which is not the same as holding speeches. He's not being open about what he's really doing. Like, come on, what powers does he actually have when Parliament is shut down? He's not explaining who he's really connected to and where his money comes from. This isn't just a delay. It's a move to take control without being questioned. He's buying time, he's controlling the story, and he's pushing through his plan while the rest of us are left in the dark. So, who is Mark Carney? He used to run the Bank of Canada and the Bank of England, which sounds impressive, but let's look at what really happened. So at the Bank of Canada, he kept interest rates super low, which made it easier for big companies to make good money. But it also made homes way more expensive and helped create the housing crisis we are in today. Average Canadians can't save for a home, they can't even buy a home, and when things got tough, he bailed on us just when things started to go sideways. How convenient. Then over in the UK, running the Bank of England, he started focusing on more climate policies and global politics than actually fixing the economy. Guess what? Housing prices over there exploded too. He talked a big game, but everyday folks like you and I didn't see things get any better. He was more interested in showing off to the global elites than helping regular people. After that, he became the chair at Brookfield, one of the biggest investment companies in the whole world. They've got their hands in literally everything, from energy, housing, real estate, infrastructure, you name it, they're in it. And in Canada, they own big pieces of stuff that we rely on every single day. In energy infrastructure, they have major stakes in Inter Pipeline, North River Midstream, Warwick Gas Storage, and in the renewable energy space, they operate through Brookfield Renewable Partners. The real estate arm includes Brookfield Properties, which manages commercial and residential developments, and under infrastructure, they own Enercare, a provider of home and commercial energy services. They also have control of Compass Data Center in the data center space and manage large-scale facilities operating through BGIS, a leading facilities manager company. So now Carney helped run Brookfield and is in charge of the country while Parliament is shut down, and we're supposed to believe there's zero conflict of interest? And his close buddies, like Michael Bloomberg and John Prasada, huge names in U.S. politics, Carney does not focus on regular Canadians. He's more about big money, climate deals, and global agendas. Meanwhile, we're the ones dealing with crazy inflation, a housing market that no one can afford, a broken healthcare system, and more censorship and less free speech, and still no open parliament, no accountability, nothing. And this is why I'm voting Conservative. Not because I agree with everything they say, but because Pierre Poilievre is one of the only ones actually standing up to corporate globalist takeover. Come on. I'm heated right now. He's the only one demanding open debate, real answers, and putting Canadians first. And for all the people calling out Pierre Poilievre, Canada's Trump, maybe it's time to look into Carney. His friends, his past jobs, his global connections, which make him way closer to Trump's world than Pierre Poilievre has. So this isn't just about left versus right. It's about transparency and accountability. Parliament has been shut down since December 17th, 2024, the last sitting day before the holiday break. The House adjourned late in December, and instead of returning in January, like usual, Trudeau resigned on January 6th, and Parliament prorogued until March 24th. Then came the Liberal leadership race, which dragged on the Parliament staying shut down. Now, instead of reopening it on March 24th, the Liberals pushed that date even further until the election is over. So here's the question. Why do the Liberals think it's okay to keep Parliament shut down for over 3 months with zero debates, zero questions, and no voice for Canadians? This is the hard truth, Canada. Where we don't sugarcoat it, we just tell it how it is. I hope you enjoy this message. So with that said, Pierre Poilievre has a live stream going on right now. So I don't want you guys to miss it. So let's jump right into it.
Here we are, Canada. It is now time where we must decide whether we're going to choose a party that is asking for a fourth mandate and that put us in a weak economic position in face of the threats from Donald Trump, or if we want change to put Canada first.
I don't know about you.
It is a real pleasure for me to be here tonight. C'est vraiment un plaisir pour moi d'être ici ce soir. It is hard to believe, coming all the way from Venezuela, immigrating here in 1995 with my family. My father, who is present here tonight, mi papa presente aquí, mon père. You're gonna come here for 2 seconds because everybody is gonna have to wish my father a happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
C'est la fête de mon père, es el cumpleaños de mi papá, so it is a great coincidence that we begin this battle on my father's birthday. Feliz cumpleaños, papá. So as you know, my husband and I, we share the same values, but our backgrounds are a little bit different. As I said, I was born in Caracas, Venezuela, and my family migrated here in 1995. When we came here, my family had to work really hard. My father had 3 jobs at some point just so that we can make ends meet. Later on in life wasn't necessarily any easier. By the time that I was 17, I had moved out and had become financially independent. By the time that I was 19, I had moved to Ottawa. I put myself through university with a student loan. I worked really hard, eventually got a job in the Senate, where I met my husband. And my husband, he was born in Calgary, and he was adopted by 2 school teachers. His family had to work really hard and live paycheck to paycheck as well. My husband worked really hard. Eventually, he also made it to Ottawa. Thank God, because that's where we met. So, you know, my husband has spent most of his adult life right here in Canada fighting for all of you. And yes, he spent most of his adult life here putting Canada first. And that is not something that the opposition should look down on. Because, you know, leadership is born from true love for our country, from true patriotism. Leadership is not born from fancy degrees, fancy titles. Leadership is not born from the boardroom of the elite.
Nope.
So this journey for us began about 3 years ago, when my husband started traveling from coast to coast to coast to listen to everyday Canadian, because what we need is leadership and a government that's going to be for the people and by the people. So that has been my husband's life story. here in Canada fighting for Canadians. In contrast,
Yeah.
we
Not
have
running to the UK
a
and
man
fucking
who's
up their
asking
shit out there for them
us
too.
to trust him that he can lead us, despite the fact that he has not spent the last decade here in Canada, despite the fact that he has been promoting policies that goes against Canada's interests, bringing jobs and investment abroad rather than growing our economy here.
That's smart Carney.
You know, when all of this crazy spending happened under the Liberal government, my husband was right there in the Finance Committee, actually going toe-to-toe against the man who's asking for us to trust him today. And my husband was the first one, 3 years ago, warning that all of this money printing was going to cause inflation.
That's right. That's right.
Meanwhile, others looked down condescendingly on him, saying that the opposite would happen.
And
How
what
did that
happened?
fancy degree worked out for that person? That one, but I'm referring to the other one too.
Whew.
So, ladies and
I think
gentlemen,
someone just called out Trudeau.
I'm very proud
The school teacher.
of standing by my husband's side and having my family entirely here standing by my husband's side, because we're very proud of sharing him with you all. So, it is my real pleasure to introduce to you my husband and the next Prime Minister of Canada!
Live stream, sorry to pause it on you. This live stream is kind of glitchy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. The audio and the visual quality is kind of down, but we gotta stay here and support. If this isn't the man that Canada needs, what kind of man do we need, really? Come on. He's a family man, and he's fighting for you.
Who's ready to put Canada first for a change? Who's ready to axe some taxes? Who's ready to build some homes? Who's ready to bring home the Canadian promise? You know, this morning, little baby Cruz here was actually a fighter pilot. He had a fighter pilot jacket on, but now he's got a baseball jacket on. So he understands something that the Liberals perhaps do not. So here, for 3 terms, they provided weak and out-of-touch leadership. 3 terms.
Yep.
They drove up costs and crime. 3 terms. They sent our jobs south and pushed our economy under the American thumb. My little boy understands something the Liberals do not, which is that in baseball and in politics, it's 3 strikes and you're out.
Oh man.
Oui. On va mettre le Canada d'abord pour faire changement, mes amis.
I'm not sure what you're
Ça fait
saying,
plaisir d'être
but
ici
yeah.
aujourd'hui. Après 9 ans, après 10 ans et 3 mandats des libéraux, ils ont augmenté le coût de la vie, augmenté la criminalité, affaibli notre économie et expulsé des emplois pour nous rendre plus vulnérables envers les États-Unis. Les libéraux ne mettent... Wow, it is great to be here. What an incredible crowd.
I had to skip it ahead. It was getting glitchy.
Look at this. Amazing. You ready? Oh, bring it home. 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 Oui, mes amis, we are going to bring it home. We are going to bring it home. My friends, I love you too. I love you too. I love you all. And
That's the kind of the people backing him, the people backing him behind him saying, "We love you, we need you." You won't find that at a Carney rally. Guarantee you that.
I'm here with all of you to bring home the Canadian promise, the promise that Anna talked about, the incredible story of her family coming here from Venezuela, making the great sacrifices that her father did so that he could start a family, 6 people in a basement apartment in working class Montreal, sacrificing everything every day up at the crack of dawn to pick fruit in a farm field, because that's what it took to pay the rent and raise the family and be a father. And as a result, today, one son is a soldier, another son is a carpenter, and a daughter who is a nurse, and of course, the greatest woman in the world, Anaïda. That is the promise. That is the promise of Canada. And by the way, happy 39th birthday today.
Yeah.
That's the promise the country made to me when I was born to a single mom who put me up for adoption to 2 school teachers. But those teachers taught me a lot of things. The most important was that in this country, if you worked hard, you could do anything you wanted. You get a beautiful house on a safe street, protected by courageous soldiers under a proud flag. That was the promise of Canada. But after 10 years of Liberals, that promise is broken.
Yep.
Everything costs more.
Mm-hmm.
Work, that's right, and we will fix it. We will bring it home. Incredible. Look at these incredible, hardworking, patriotic people. With people like these, we can overcome any obstacle. We can bring home the country we knew and loved. We can stand up to the Americans and put Canada first. This is the thing about our country. Our people are so much better than our government, aren't they?
Make sure you comment down below your thoughts and opinions and how you feel during this speech.
They deserve so much better than that. Après 10 ans des libéraux, ils ont nous affaiblis face aux Américains. Ils ont brisé le système d'immigration, bloqué nos ressources naturelles, doublé la dette nationale et le logement aussi. C'est la pire inflation depuis 40 ans. Et notre économie est affaiblie face aux Américains, ce qui menace notre pouvoir. Pour reprendre le contrôle de l'économie, il faut couper, exploiter nos ressources naturelles et protéger notre pays contre les menaces.
So you know, I'm going to probably be skipping it all through the French parts because I'm going to be honest with you, I have no idea what he's saying. that's literally the only reason why I'm skipping through it.
De Donald Trump. Le Canada vaut la peine qu'on se batte pour lui, pour notre peuple, pour notre terre, pour notre chez nous. C'est ça, mettre le Canada. A 4th term. In order to try and get a 4th term, after driving up costs and crime, after destroying our economy and putting us under the thumb of the Americans, the Liberals are replacing. You got to give them points for creativity and audacity. They are replacing Justin Trudeau with his economic advisor and hand-picked successor.
Yep.
First of all, they are the same Liberals with the same ministers, the same MPs, the same advisors, the same policies, and even today making the same promises that they've been breaking for over 10 years. And who did they choose to bring in? Mr. Carney. We are going to have under the Liberals led by Trudeau or Carney, what we have is out-of-touch, weak leadership. And for Mr. Carney, someone who will not stand up for our country. only 6 days after Donald Trump threatened tariffs on our country, Mark Carney decided to move his headquarters out of Canada to the United States, to New York, Trump's hometown. That's the kind of... He moved billions of dollars out of the country. He is in massive multi-million-dollar... He admits, by the way, he's in massive multi-million-dollar conflicts of interest, but he just won't tell us what they are. He knows all of his investments. He knows all of his investments, but he won't tell you, even though those interests run against Canada's interests, my friends. It is time to stop putting the Liberal Party first. It is time to put Canada first for a change. And we've got a bring-it-home economic plan to do it. And it starts with a big, patriotic, bold, and beautiful bring-it-home tax cut for all Canadians.
Not a fake one that was done in a Trump-style signature. Come on.
We will start by axing the carbon tax. By the way, the tax still applies at the pump today, but the Liberals are going to pull a fast one on this as well. After 7 years of applying the carbon tax, they've decided that they're going to hide it at the gas station for 30 days before the election, while keeping the carbon tax law in place. Furthermore,
because they can't cancel the carbon tax unless they go back to legislation, and they can't do that unless they open up Parliament, but we can't open up Parliament because now we're in an election. So don't be duped. Don't be duped.
Mr. Carney says that he will bring in an industrial carbon tax. Another area, this is an area where Mr. Carney agrees with Donald Trump. They both want to tax Canadian industry. Trump's tariffs and Carney's carbon tax will send hundreds of thousands of Canadian jobs moving south of the border. There will be a large sucking sound of Canadian jobs leaving the country if the Carney carbon tax on steel, on fertilizer, on aluminum, on basically every industrial product that we rely on for our modern civilization faces this new tax. That is why I have announced that not only will I repeal the carbon tax on consumers. Oh, my little girl likes that one. Bravo, Valentina. But not only will I will get rid of the carbon tax on consumers, I will axe the entire carbon tax law for everyone, for everything, for good, for real, for a change. There's income tax. Have you seen this meme online? It's a little kid in the park with his dad, and the little munchkin is asking Dad, "What is an income tax for?" And the child is looking heartbroken as the dad explains to him that an income tax form is the opposite of a high school report card. He says, "The better you do, the more you get punished." Yep. Right? You know. It's
up to 51% of your income
tax. The fine you pay for the crime of working hard. Now, I saw today that the Liberals, Mr. Carney, was literally repeating the election promise about income tax that Justin Trudeau and the Liberals broke 10 years ago. So, Carney had Trudeau's top strategic advisors, his spin doctors like Gerald Butts, who wrote the promise Trudeau made about income tax 10 years ago, promised that Trudeau would then go on to break, raising income tax by 80%. And now they have the audacity to make the very same promise. My friends, we cannot believe them on taxes or anything else. But what you can know is this. When I become Prime Minister, God willing, I will... Thank you. We will cut income tax so you bring home more of each dollar you earn, and hard work actually pays off.
Man, this live stream is terrible.
We will cut government waste. We will cut bureaucracy, consultants, handouts to corporate insiders. We will cut wasteful foreign aid to dictators, terrorists, and multinational bureaucracies. And we will use the savings to bring down taxes and deficits in order to make your life more affordable. And we will bring homes that you can afford to buy. You deserve a home. We will axe the GST on homes to save you up to 50 grand. We will incentivize municipalities to speed up permits, free up land, and cut development charges to build the homes of the future. Our Bring It Home economic plan is also about bringing home our jobs for a change. After 10 years of this Liberal government, in 3 terms, they've driven $500 billion out of our economy, most of it into the hands of the Americans. They did it by bringing in radical net zero environmental extremism. They blocked nearly $200 billion of resource projects. Mr. Carney was Justin Trudeau's economic advisor as the Liberals waged war on our energy and resource sector. But we will take action to reverse this attack on Canadian jobs and industry. I will repeal the Liberal No New Pipelines Law, C-69.
Yeah. How are you going to do that, Carney?
We will... Common sense. Common sense. We're going to make common sense common again, and we're going to repeal the Liberal cap on Canadian energy. We will unleash all of our energy sector to produce more and bring it home. We will... I heard someone say, ring of fire over there. Ring of fire. Ring of fire. We have hundreds of billions of dollars of cobalt, copper, chromite, zinc, gold. That belongs to us. It's right beneath our feet. The Liberals have been blocking it for 5 years. I'm going to move to grant the permits within 6 months. Let's dig some mines. We're going to unleash, we're going to bring to the surface our 1,300 trillion cubic feet of natural gas. We have massive advantages. We have massive advantages in natural gas. What is it? First of all, it takes 11 days to ship to Asia from Canada. It takes 20 days from the U.S. Gulf Coast. Second of all, how do you liquefy gas? You cool it down.
Yeah.
And what do we have in Canada? We have cold weather, which means it's 25% cheaper to liquefy gas in Canada than it is in the U.S. Gulf Coast. We have clean hydroelectricity that can power that liquefaction. We have the incredible engineers who can do it. All we need is to grant permission, and that is what I will do. We will cool that gas to minus 161 degrees Celsius. We will ship it off to Asia. We're going to ship it off to Asia to sell it to them so they can break their dependence on dirty coal. We will ship it off to Europe to break European dependence on Putin. And break Canada's dependency on the Americans. We will turn dollars for dictators into paychecks for our people.
I'm gonna have to pause it here for a second. Camera is about to die, and I don't want to lose all this footage for you guys. I mean, I'm just talking. I'm not even doing nothing. I'm just sitting here watching this screen. But let me pause this. Okay, we're back.
We're gonna bring in shovel. Bring it home. 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 I love you guys too, and I need you all, the young people here, I need you to go and study the trades. Get an apprenticeship.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's a leader right there.
Got any trades workers here? Give it up for the trades workers. Boots, not suits. Right on. Because we're going to have these shovel-ready zones. These shovel-ready zones will draw a big circle around an area that's already pre-permitted and pre-approved to dig a mine, build a power station, a data center, a pipeline, you name it. We'll get it approved before they even apply for it. Lightning fast permitting will get the projects going. But we're going to need the workers to do it. Now, liberals turn their nose up at the trades. They look down at people who work with their hands. They're the smartest people. We don't need any of that elitism. What we need is the practical people who know how to dig stuff, move stuff, fix stuff, and build stuff, right? And that's why I announced we're going to cut bureaucracy and we're going to put the money into restoring the $4,000 apprenticeship grants, and we're going to fund 350,000 more training spots for young apprenticeships and other people to learn how to build stuff. Boots, not suits. Boots, not suits.
Boots, not suits.
And you know what else we're going to do? We're going to bring home the Canadian promise for our brilliant immigrants. We have while we help end the shortfall in our healthcare system, we have 20,000 immigrant doctors and 32,000 immigrant nurses who can't work because there's no way for them to prove their qualifications. Yeah. We've had the red seal for the trades in this country for over 70 years. It's very simple. You have a merit-based national licensing system recognized by the provinces that allows our immigrant and Canadian-born but trained abroad doctors, nurses, architects, and others take a test, prove they're qualified, get a license, and get working, reducing our wait times in the hospitals. We love you, Pierre! We've got to get our Filipino nurses working in our hospitals. We want them and everyone to bring home powerful paychecks, but those paychecks have to go to safe neighborhoods again. So we will stop the crime. Crime, chaos, drugs, and disorder are overtaking our once safe streets. The catch and release liberal justice system.
Bail, not jail.
Turns loose the same violent offenders over and over again. Now listen to this. Here's the good news. Here's the good news. We don't have a lot of criminals. Here's the bad news. They're very productive.
Yep.
The same small group of criminals keep doing the same.
Someone just called out liberals.
You heard about the robbery in Ottawa. You guys hear about the robbery in Ottawa? It's terrible. Guy walks up to another fellow, pulls out a gun and says, "Give me all your money." And the man says, wait a second, do you know who I am? I'm Justin Trudeau. And the criminal then looked at him and said, well, in that case, give me all my money. So, anyway, they have C-75, which grants automatic bail. It requires judges release offenders at the, quote, earliest opportunity under the, quote, least restrictive conditions. That's right under the law. So then the judges release them again and again and again. In Vancouver, they had to arrest the same 40 offenders 6,000 times. In Penticton, get this, in Penticton, there is one guy, his name is Levi.
Oh, Levi.
He does so much crime that when he's out of prison, the crime rate for the entire city of Penticton goes up. One guy.
It's true.
The solution is very simple.
Oh, man.
It's very simple. Jail, not bail. We will bring in a law making repeat offenders ineligible for bail, probation, parole, or house arrest. It will be jail, not bail. Jail, not bail. And then, my friends, unfortunately, there's the terrible tragedy of drugs. Opioid overdoses have killed 50,000 people in the last decade, more than died fighting for Canada.
You can see my video, I think it's under my podcast section, where I break down Justin Trudeau's safe drug supply and how it's wreaked havoc on our society.
In the Second World War. These drugs are ravaging our communities, tearing apart families, and ending far too many promising lives. We know this happened because corrupt pharmaceutical companies lied to the medical system to push those opioids, claiming that they were neither addictive nor lethal. In fact, they were both. And now the Liberal government continues to give more money to those same corrupt pharmaceutical companies to hand out what they call a safe supply. In other words, giving more opioids to people who are addicted to opioids. They have effectively decriminalized hard drug possession. They are not prosecuting drug possession crimes. And meanwhile, those...
Nope, they're not. What they do, if they catch you with a lot of drugs, they take your drugs, smack your hands on it, or smack your wrist, and then ship you to rehab where you can get out. If you're lucky, you can get out in like 15 days. The old me knows quite a bit about this.
Those courageous people who struggle with addiction and want to get help cannot find assistance because there are no spaces for them. My friends, we will take the opposite of approach. After 10 years of this Liberal government, they do not deserve a fourth term. What we need is to fight drugs for a change. We will ban the drugs, stop giving out taxpayer-funded opioids.
And those of you that are worried, don't worry. He's not coming after your pot. He's not gonna ban your marijuana.
Bring it home! Bring it home! Bring it home! Bring it home! And we will invest in treatment and recovery to bring our loved ones home drug-free. My message to anyone out there who's struggling with addiction. I know it's hard, but have hope. Hang on. Help is on the way. And we will restore order at the border. Liberals have broken the border, allowing 99% of shipping containers to enter without any inspection at all. That's where the drugs, guns, and stolen cars are able to move. Our common sense plan will hire 2,000 more frontline CBSA officers. We will have We will have surveillance towers and scanners that can look right inside those shipping containers. Very simple. If the manifest says that it's widgets in the container, but you look at the scanner and you see it's a beamer, well, then you pull the box aside, you roll the car out, you call the guy on the VIN, you say, were you planning to send your beamer to Turkey today? No, you weren't. You were planning to drive it to work, but it was missing from your driveway. Well, we've got it over at the Port of Montreal. You can pick it up. And then you go to the guy who booked the shipping container and you say, you're under arrest. Common sense. So, how are we going to pay for it? We have a dollar for dollar principle. We're going to get the money elsewhere. You know what we're going to do? We're going to cancel the multi-billion-dollar gun grab that targets licensed law-abiding
Yeah, because we all know taking the guns away from the citizens did not bring gun crime down. Because, let's put it this way, criminals are not going to get their guns legally so they can have their name attached to it? No, of course not. That's why we need to bring this program back off the table.
So here's the choice. Liberals want to go after Grandpa Joe's hunting rifle.
Yep.
Grandpa Joe's not the problem. He's not shooting up our streets.
Nope.
Here's the choice, my friends. Canada First conservatives want to protect Canadians from criminals. Liberals want to protect turkeys from hunters. You decide what makes most sense to you. But in order to have safety in our land, we need a strong, well-funded, respected, and supported Canadian Armed Forces again.
I don't know what you guys
Our Canada First plan. Our Canada First plan starts with reinvesting and taking back control of our Arctic seas, skies, and soil from incursions by the Chinese and Russians. The Liberals could not even shoot down a Chinese spy balloon. I think it was actually a weather balloon, but they couldn't stop that either. Because they've cut back on our forces, disrespected, wasted money, and put the dollars into back office bureaucracy. Our common sense plan, we'll cut back on foreign aid and put it into our military.
What did I miss? Let me know in the comments, what did I miss?
That will include, we'll bring home our money, and we will use it to build the first post-Cold War base in the Arctic, CFB Iqaluit. We will have 4 massive Arctic icebreakers that are going to smash through all that ice, open up our waters, and declare our sovereignty over that territory. We will ensure we have new fighter jets, new Poseidon surveillance aircraft that can look down and intercept and interrupt the work of the Chinese and Russians with their submarines. We'll double the size of the first patrol of the Arctic Rangers, who are on the ground defending our sovereignty, and to bind our people together and renew the interest of our youth in the military and in our country. We will massively expand the cadet corps for our young people.
No.
And we will end the radical, borderless, globalist ideology of the Liberal government. Out of control, borderless policies like the Century Initiative, which seeks to
Touchy subject.
Where Mr. Carney and Mr. Trudeau have taken the advice of Mr. Wiseman, which is to expand our population to 100 million people. More than doubling the population of the GTA when we're already in a housing crisis.
Yeah, where's all these houses going to come from? If we're going to bring people in, we need to be building at a faster rate. Makes sense, right? Not to liberals.
We have seen, we love immigration. We always had the best immigration system in the world. We brought in people with skills who could fill jobs and succeed in our country in numbers that our housing, healthcare, and job market could absorb. But liberals blew the system out of control, increasing population at 3 times the rate of our housing stock. They allowed fraud and abuse in the temporary foreign worker, international student, and in the other programs. Common sense conservatives will reject. Canada First conservatives will reject the Century Initiative. We will end the abuse in those programs, reject fraudulent claimants, deport criminals from this country. And we will cap immigration so that never again does our population grow faster than our housing, our health care, and our jobs.
That's what I'm talking about. Literally what I'm talking about, what I just said.
We will also honor our history. This cancel culture that has tried to lower our flag. We're going to put Terry Fox and the Famous Five and our veterans and other Canadian heroes back in the passport. We're going to unite our country around common values, common identity, common sense, and a common love for our country. We're going to put our statues back up, including the great John A. Macdonald.
For y'all who don't know, but that statue has been surrounded in plywood box for the last 5 years. Last 5 years. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. I'm gonna have to pause this for a second because my camera battery is about to die. I don't know what's up with these batteries. I just buy the cheap batteries because that's what I can afford. They don't last very long.
And we will build out the vision of an East-West nation that John A. brought to this country. He was the first to stand up and say, we are not Americans, we are Canadians.
Because you know, Mark Carney likes to refer us as European, the most European country that's not European, or however the fuck he said it. I can't remember word for word. If you look around, we're not all European, okay? So that makes me say we're all Canadian. We can't be European and all be Canadian at the same time. Canada has different nationalities that are not European. Canada first. I don't want anybody to think that was like some what's the word? Immigration. Because hey, I'm all for immigration. And I'm all for different nationalities coming to Canada. Because that's what we are. We're a group of different nationalities that make this great country. And let's not forget that.
this great nation from east to west, binding it together with pipelines and free trade and open markets and common values and shared aspirations. We will be a nation that builds homes for its youth, makes goods for itself, trades from Canadian to Canadian, that honors its history, supports its heroes, uplifts its young people, and honors its old. We will go from being a nation of tax collectors and toll masters, bureaucrats and busybodies, grandees and gatekeepers, rulers and rule makers, to being a nation of explorers and entrepreneurs, artists and adventurers, warriors and workers, pioneers and patriots, united. What binds us together is the Canadian promise that anyone from anywhere can achieve anything, that hard work gets you a great life, in a beautiful house, on a safe street, protected by brave troops under a proud flag. To uphold that flag and its promise, we must work together, fight together, and win together. That is what it means to put Canada first. Let's bring it home!
Yeah, we fight for what's right. We're wild and we're free from the mountains above us, and all you can see is the
Well, you're there, folks. I'm gonna go look up the Mark Carney speech, and we can compare them. That's gonna be in a second video, because I can guarantee you, it wasn't as motivating as this one was. 100%. I'm probably gonna fall asleep. So if it doesn't come out, if the Mark Carney video does not come out, it's because I fell asleep watching it. As always, make sure you hit like, subscribe. Just make sure you hit that notification bell beside the subscribe button, so you don't miss out on any future videos. Let's bring Canada home. Canada first. Thank you.